This is definitely the most work and the most love that I've ever poured into a creative project. So I started my music career playing bass in a band called Little May. We got to tour around the world a bunch. It was also my dream to write music. So in 2016, I started releasing my own music to a reasonable amount of success. But in 2019, Little May broke up and I had a bit of a career crisis. I didn't know whether I wanted to keep playing as a session player for bands or focus more on my own solo stuff. And I actually ended up leaning into my illustration work, which was a good call because the pandemic hit and all the music work dried up. I released my last EP early in the pandemic and it sort of sucked the love out of it for me and I stopped writing music altogether. But I think it was 2021 that Holly, who is Jack River, asked me to start playing in her band. And that was great. To be playing music to crowds again after the pandemic was really, really special. And then in late 2023, Holly asked a bunch of her friends to do like a version with her. And one of those friends was Curly Saunders. That week, Curly released her poetry book, Returning. And so I went to the launch and I got this copy and it sat on my coffee table right here. And every night I would pick up the guitar and comb through the book and pick out an old song of mine that I hadn't played in however many years, trying to see if I could sort of puzzle piece her words to my songs. And it happened so effortlessly that I sent Curly a couple of voice memos. We didn't know each other at all and I was a bit like, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. Obviously it's not intended for my voice, but this is my voice singing your songs and I'm curious if you like it. And she did, which was a great relief. So we teed up a couple of days to get together and try and work these songs out. And in those couple of days, we wrote like 15 songs. So we knew that there was something special with the collaboration. But in my mind, I was still like, I'm just handing you these songs and you can do whatever you want with them. But the collaborative nature and the fact that we're both visual artists as well and have a really similar love for song, it soon became clear that this should be a collaboration, that this should be a band. And thus Cooee was born. So for the last 18 months, we've been writing and recording and collaborating with a bunch of amazing artists. Curly's story and Curly's words and Curly's voice is incredible. And this is definitely the most work and the most love that I've ever poured into a creative project. So I'm really excited to share all of this work with you.